If you've ever tried to input experimental stress strain data into Abaqus and weren't sure whether you were doing it correctly, this video is for you. In this tutorial, I'll show you the right way to convert experimental data into Abaqus material tables from raw tests to properly formatted input, and Abaqus actually understands. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build the correct material definition for your simulations. Let's get started. In the Abaqus, under model and here calibration, we need to create a new calibration. I would like to say calibration for example, and there's a sub menu here. We have a data set and we have a behaviors. So I want to click on data set here and right click and create. It might take a while. Then I have this sort of stress strain curve. I have the engineering one, so I'm going to insert here and paste. And as you see, I don't want the first row, so I click on it and right click, then delete rows. And yep, I have this data set here. It's like 16,000 data, so it's gonna be super slow for me. I click on OK, so it takes a while to be applied. And as you see here, we have the data set. Here I can rename it as engineering stainless steel, or it's a steel. And yep, now we need to convert that. So I right click on this data set and click on process, so that here we have different options. We have convert, scale, smooth, and we can shift it. So I'm gonna click on smooth here to show you how it goes. We can have the weight. You use the weight of 75 or like 0.8. Then you can copy that here, like we can say smooth and click on OK, so that we can smooth the graph a little. Then I want to click on process. We can also scale. Here we have the data set. We can have the force versus displacement. We can have axial strain or transverse strain, and we can do so many things here. Before we move to the next one, I want to ask you a favor. If you enjoyed this video so far, please leave a comment for me down below. It's totally free for you, but it helps me a lot to grow. If you want to support the channel, you can click on these three dots and click on thanks, or you can click on the link here to buy me a coffee, or you can join the channel. Thank you very much. But I just want to click on process here, and I want to convert the engineering stress into true stress. So click on convert and click on continue. So it says convert data from nominal to true form. So we need to rename this one. This is true dash steel smooth, and we don't need the copy here. It's better to keep this smooth here. Okay, so I click on OK. Now we have engineering and we have true stress. Now the thing we need to do is to go to behavior. So right click on behavior and click on create. We have the behavior one. We can have elastic isotropic, we can have elastoplastic isotropic, or we can have hyperelasticity. But here, as you see, we have the elastic region and we have the plastic region, so it's better to put this on elastoplastic isotropic. If you're only dealing with the elastic region, you can put this on elastic, but I want to keep it on the plastic one. So we have the data set, we have different data sets, so it is very important to name them correctly. So I want to click on true stress, and this is what we have. We can calculate the ultimate point here very easily. So we select it on the data and we can click on the calculate. Basically finds the maximum of this curve. So we have the maximum, which is 788.25. You can do that easily with Excel. I can show you here. If we have this Excel file, we can say equal and max. Then we need to select the first one and we can go all the way down, click shift and select the last one. Then we go back up and press on enter. We have 6 55, but keep in mind this is the engineering, this is not the truth. You can do that easily if you have all your data here, so it's not a very prominent feature to have here, but it's good to have it. Then it's time to select the yield point. We select on this one, we need to select the yield point approximately. Let's select a wrong point like this one here. It takes a while, but it shows you the yield. As you see, it draws a straight line. You know that this is not the correct yield, but don't worry, you can change it. I want to select somewhere around here. So as you see here, this is still not correct, so let's select here, and we should have these two lines coinciding each other. And yeah, this is okay. The elastic region is also a little bit off, so I'm not worried about that. This is just an example and it has educational purposes. We need to select the plastic points here. Right now we have only these 2 points. As you see here, this is 1 point and this is 1 point here. So we have these two, but we can increase that. So if I increase it to here, we have more data point. But keep in mind, after this nicking, you should not input all these values inside your properties. So you should get rid of those manually. There's no way to do that from here. So yeah, all of these are the data you have. I do not trust it to calculate the Poisson's ratio for me, so I just skip this one here. And if you want, you can copy these values from here yourself, or there's a subtle way. You create the material properties here and name it, for instance, steel exp, and click on OK, steel exp, and I click on apply. And as you see here, it says calibration parameters have successfully mapped to a steel exp. And if I click on OK and I go back here, we have a steel exp and we have the Young's modulus. So as I say, it's a little bit off. So you need to put the correct value here, but I'm not worried about that. But what matters for us is these points. So we can keep track of this one. And as you see here, we have 777. And after that, these 3 points are decreasing. So we need to delete this one because we're going to have an error if we don't input the correct values here. The materials must be in ascending order. So if you have those 3 data, you will encounter an error later. So yeah, that's for the materials properties, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and now you learned how to deal with your stress strain curve data. It's time for your first simulation on tensile test. Click on the video on screen before it ends, and I see you there. Stay tuned.